Grand Rising. Gratitude, peace, love, and reflections. You guys, I got some awesome pictures and a lot of video. Different angles of the backyard. What you are looking at is a spiritual manifestation, or should I say a manifestation of spiritual beings. It is so many of them, tons and tons. Okay, a different type of elements, different types of beings, creatures. It's a lot. So what I want to share with you guys is what is happening real time. Something just went down, and I'm still trying to put the pieces together. I'm not sure what they're trying to show me or reveal to me. So if you guys were present the other day on TikTok, I had mentioned it's been about 4 or 5 days that this one right here with the long nose all the way to the right, his name is Simon. I felt his energy and I wanted to connect to him. And so I did after the second night. The first night, I wasn't that successful. The second night, yes. I set the intentions, I went to sleep, and I connected. He spoke with me, we greeted, I woke up just kind of like having some more information about him. And I knew for a fact he was a spirit guide. Look at the ones in the far left. The opposite side of the park. There's some shadow. I don't want to call them shadow beings because they have a light on them. But their light is dimmed. They can adjust their light. So it's some big ones over there. It's like 3 of them. 3 big ones. Maybe 4. And then there's that real big one right in the middle. Right in the side of my yard where it's like a round opening. So back to so the third night, I have a dream. Now, this wasn't just any dream. This was like a very vivid, lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming. Like, I felt like I was there. You guys, I got to stop. Check him out. Right there, if you look to the side of my yard, before you get to that pole, you see like this long shape. It's a bird, and the tip of its head is like a little bit of like a plasma kind of color tone to it. Like it's almost like a light, but it's very domed. You can see his body, and if you look down, you can see a couple more heads like that. You guys, I told y'all them birds are here. It's so many different ones. Oh my goodness. But okay, let me stay focused. The third night, I go into this dream. Now, I wake up. We're still trying to figure out because we haven't returned back to the place we left. So the second day, I've never had this happen. I go back into the dream again. Check them out over there, y'all. I go back into the same dream. Like, It happened to me 3 times. So I am concerned. Simon is trying to show me something. So today I started to look. I wrote on paper the basics. Where was the location of the dream? Try to figure out where was I. I don't, because people be like, I don't know. I can't give details, but I can. I have to write it down, visualize, and start searching online. And I did that today. Y'all, I was in Vatican. Yes. Now, the location, it was like a priesthood. I remember it was very Gothic, the buildings were. And it was like, to me, it gave vibes of a campus. Sort of like a small village, but it was a few buildings that were like spaced out. And then I remember a courtyard, like, standing in the courtyard and looking at the buildings, and then a brick wall that separated us from the courtyard to those buildings. You had to go over the brick wall. Now, I get there at night. I just appear there, right? And I'm with a group of people. It was some I knew, some I didn't. I think it was like four, was it four of us? Maybe five, five or six. Long story short, we're standing in this courtyard and I'm looking around and I'm observing these buildings and I see a couple men spaced out and they all have on dark clothing, but it's a robe. That's what gave me the vibe priest. It looked like some of them had a brown, maybe a reddish brown robe, and then I saw some with maybe black, no white. And it's at nighttime. They looked evil. They looked very, very evil, and it was scary to me. And I just remember thinking, okay, we need to get out of here. I don't know how we ended up here, but we need to go. All of a sudden, I hear these, like a siren go off. But it wasn't in the physical. Okay, so like I was there in a different dimension or something, or I was astral projecting myself there, should I say. Because you guys, I don't think this was a dream. I really, really don't. I've never done this 3 days in a row, go back to the same, to the same dream. Like, I'm not even thinking about that dream, to want to go back in. And I was fighting for my life, so why would I want to go back somewhere like that? But when I hear the alarm, I tell my group, I said, we got to get out of here. We got to find a way. We start running, and then shortly after that, that's when we hear the alarm. Like, they was aware that intruders were there. Y'all see that? Right there in the middle. Run it back if you got to. I don't know if that's a car going by or whatever, but I see something lighting up in that tree. That's how they be looking too. So even if a car light hits it, it doesn't matter. It's still in a tree, So we're still running, and we're running towards this one particular building. And I drew the symbol. You guys, I'm documenting everything. Like, I've been documenting my dreams, my visions. Okay, I see a car. All that stuff. But I saw what looked like an eyeball, an eye. And then it was faces on the building. It was part of the structure. Like, it was so deep the way this was in there. It was right in the center of it. It went straight down in the middle. This big eye. And then I don't know if it was a sword or a stick that went straight through the eye. And then it was a snake wrapped around the stick. Okay? And listen, and remember, it's dark. So that's what it almost looked like, I thought a sword or a clock. I don't know. I just know it was dark. And I do remember seeing the eye. We had to go down that. So we went down that part of the building. We slid down trying to get to the other side. And we literally landed inside of this train cart. It was one of those newer trains where, check this out, because I ain't never rode a train. I don't know how fast trains go. I don't know none of that. And the fact that all my details in this dream matched up, when we looked it up, I got all my confirmation. Look at the ones right there in the corner of my yard, by the tree, in my yard. There's a couple standing out right there too. And then you got the ones over there in the far left. 300 miles per hour. But I thought I put, that's still moving around. I thought I put that in the dream because I was trying to get out of there. You know how you're trying to escape something and all of a sudden you think of a car and a car appears. We land inside the train. I'm thinking this is me. But check out how this plays out. So, boom, we're inside of the train. Like, the head of the train is, like, right there. So, we're trying to figure out, how to get it going, how to get out of there before they get to us. And then, boom, Siri comes on. Yes, y'all. And, we're sitting there tripping like, oh, snap. It's not driven by a live person. It's Siri, So without setting alarming, how do I say it? Without like triggering an alarm through Siri, we was trying to give, instructions on to leave, like to take us somewhere. We didn't know what to say. We didn't know where we were at to say, a location. And so she said something. The next stop was, so we said, yeah, take us there, which was only the next building over. It wasn't even far. And so I'm like, oh no, they're going to get us. They're going to get us. So someone said, bring us back to point A or something. I can't remember. It's like when you first enter the this campus or whatever. So she tells us to sit back, fasten our seat belts, and enjoy the ride. It'll be 51 hours before we return. And we knew then, like, yes, we hacked it. Whatever we needed to do, get the heck away from there. So this train, now listen to this part, y'all. It gets deep. It's about to go all the way around the world. On land. Let's just leave it at that. On land. Period. It for the most part, yes. We were traveling. This train traveled 300 miles per hour. There was a total of, please get this right, I don't know why 8 keeps coming to my mind, so I'm going to say 8, but I thought like 10 or 12 buggies, like carts. And so, like, okay, for example, one cart, held 4 passengers comfortably. So it looked like a little townhome, you guys, seriously, like a condo. I mean, you walk in, the bottom half of it was your living area. You had your beds, you had a little bathroom area, stuff like that. And then you went up these steps and it took you to the area where you sat down. And it was very spacious and very comfortable, and you could just sit there and enjoy the ride, with recliners. So that's one buggy. Then there was another one behind it and another one. Long story short, when we pulled out of there, so we had, I want to say we took up, one buggy. We took up one buggy. When we pulled out of there, I remember seeing in the back of my head, so there were eyes that I could see because I saw behind my head and I wasn't facing that way. And I remember looking towards the back of that train and I saw what was coming. And it was, listen, it was a virus. That was a parasite I saw, y'all. And I can draw it in. I know what it looks like. And it's like a tannish yellow looking color. And it had teeth. Like, man, this parasite is intelligent. It ain't just going to, ain't no COVID make you sick. This thing it's like a hacker. It hacks. It not only it feeds off of data, and we are data. We collect data too. That's what a lot of people don't realize. We just like computers. We have, yes, memory banks, all that. Akashic records. We have data. Just like your tablet and your computer does. And it hacks into that. Okay? So I see it. It hits the train. I seen it hit the train, y'all. It already ran through the campus, the buildings. It already hit that. It hit the train. Now, mind you, this train is about to go all the way around the world in 51 hours. 300 miles per hour. So we could have been, God knows where, when we started releasing those buggies, those train carts. I remember at one point, dinner was served. When I say this was a self-serving train, it had robots perform, it wasn't even robots, it was machinery. It was those meals, all you had to do is warm it up and, next thing you know, you order it on the little tablet and it pops up right beside you, comes up through this little thing. So we had everything we needed. I remember receiving a white pill. All of us did. And I said, hey, Siri, what's the pill for? And she says, it's come to my attention because she was connected to other data around us, right? Throughout the world. She could, connect to other systems. And she had, she wasn't infected yet. It hadn't hit her data yet, her brain, the parasite. But she was aware of the threat. And she said, right now, this is the antidote. So if you get infected, you can, this medicine will help you. Now, remember, I seen it on the train. So it did get to the food, but I didn't know that yet. So one of the people I was with, we ate. And I went to check on them later. And they was bent over on the toilet, bent over. And I'm like, because I told everybody don't take the pill. Because I didn't know what was up. I was kind of nervous about it. So I said, don't take the pill. So when I seen that person bent over, I'm like, okay, get the pill. Get the pill. So, and it worked. It actually worked. And at that point, that's when we decided we need to start letting go of these buggies, these train, buggies. We're not using them. And they're contaminated. And we started cutting them off. It was taking us time to get into the system to release it because we weren't going to go back there and manually do it. So one by one, we released these buggies all around the world. You get it? Y'all see where I'm going with this? It's deep, y'all. It gets really deep. I was not thinking, what I was thinking is to get it off of this, get the carts off before it got to us. I was not thinking that I'm about to be spreading it and this virus is going to spread everywhere. We got down to, I think it was down to 2 buggies, ours and the one behind us. And I woke up. That was the first day that I had this experience or dream, whatever you want to call it. I kind of, I was in shock a little, like, what the heck? Why would I dream something like that? That was wild. But I, brushed it off. Y'all, this is the 4K camera, which I would love to move to get a better, view or whatever. But I try to protect it from the rain, so I have it like sitting underneath the garage shelter area. So, but yeah, so the second day into this dream or whatever, I go back in and I'm on the train. And it's wild because I remember we were down to like 24 hours or something like that. 22, 24. So we haven't reached our destination. We have not returned because it's going to bring us back. And we're trying to figure out, I guess at that point, how to stop the train or what to do next. Y'all seen that? Something shot. Ooh. All these lights. Y'all seeing all that? I didn't even know it had did that on here. It shot in between that tree over there. Then I saw a light go across up at the top. But yeah, the third day I go into it. Same thing. And we're running out of time. So I don't know what's going to happen tonight, to be honest. But today I researched, and you won't believe where it took me. To the Vatican's. Vatican Holy See. They have a courtyard, all of it, man. If that wasn't that place that I saw, then I don't know where I was at. And then I said, let me see if they got this fast train. It's a super fast train. Yep. And it goes 300 miles per hour. Then the spirit guide that I connected with prior to this happening, his name was Simon. Why did I find out that the place, the Holy See that I'm talking about, is built over top of the apostle St. Peter's? But if you look up St. Peter's, he also goes by Simon Peter. Wow, I cannot believe it, you guys. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, and I'll give you guys an update. Like, if I see any more, I feel like a virus is coming, you guys. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think.